Is it good?
You haven't seen that?
No.
Probably.
Yeah, good flick.
Really good. Really. You like it.
Have you seen Hackman lately?
No,
He's getting old.
you said Hackman, not Hackelman, right?
Right. Gene Hackman. Not our brother, John Hackelman. I can already tell this is going to be a long show with the way this internet's going.
Well, could be. Hey, Mr. Blackman.
Mr. Blackman, good afternoon.
Don't mind us. We're just eating lunch.
Yeah. I'm eating some potato chips. He's having some chicken noodle soup. Anyway.
It's healthy soup, though.
Hey, get the viewership up, everybody.
That's right. Share your friends. Mr. Sosa, how are you?
Because I want to show everyone a scam. So I need more viewers before I show it.
Did you screenshot it?
Well, no, I'm just taking your text.
Oh, all right. Oh, yeah, I screenshotted it.
Yeah, you did. Hello, everybody. Quang, Mr. Sosa, Mr. McCarroll, Mr. Hamby.
All right.
Sorry
for the eating, guys. It's just it's been crazy the last couple of weeks. Been busy.
So, guys, jump on real quick here. Snacks. Yes, sir. Snacks. Mr. McGraw.
Yes, there'll be a waiter around to take your order.
Yeah, I'm waiting on my drinks right now.
Right. Yeah. You can either do elite or you can do wealth. Which one would you like to order today?
We have an appetizer called My Edge or Foundation.
That's right. That's right. And for dessert,
Mr. Moore.
Hey, Mr. Moore.
All right.
I'm excited. Mr. Moore and I are chatting tomorrow morning.
Very good.
Mr. Costa, Mr. Bolton. All right.
All right, good. I want to show everybody a scam in the industry. So I want to get more people here. Tune in. I'm going to show you a scam that's going around in our industry. But I need more viewers because
we want to let everybody know.
I want to let everyone know. So stay on. There was an internet posting from a consulting firm in our industry. And I'm finally going to call it out that it's one of the biggest scams in the industry. But I want more people on here so I can educate more of you. And by the way, I'm not the only one who feels this way.
Very true.
So jump in to hear the biggest scam in our industry. Matter of fact.
Mr. Weaver, is it true in Canada, if I go into Canada, that I need to quarantine for 3 days in a hotel and it's like $1,000 to do that?
Come on.
Yeah, that's Mr. Weaver's talking about your shirt, dude.
This shirt is
lumberjack.
Is not older than 20 years.
It's 18.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a newer shirt.
That's the one he got when he went to the lumberjack shack.
That's right. The grand opening of Timberland.
Oh man.
So I'm going to
Mr.
share.
Felipe, you cannot get through
our industry.
That's not healthy, Mr. Felipe. No Fruit Loops.
By the way, chips aren't healthy either, but they are 40% less fat. Everybody, nothing added.
I think they've always been 40% less fat. That's just a marketing disguising marketing.
Could be. Could be. All right. We're getting some viewership here. Should we share? Should we share?
You guys want to see it?
Oh, well, who in the heck would jump off more people are jumping off when I'm about to share a big scam in our industry?
Because we're eating. They don't think it's professional.
Well, this show's free.
It's true.
So, all right. Well, the topic of the show actually is the state of our industry and how is everyone doing. But people, get your friends. So Mr. Tassoul texted this to me. There's a video, everybody. Scam.
I don't know if I trust this guy either. Oh, Maya Edge.
Maya Edge. Don't overlook these profit centers any longer.
And from
we're
Maya
running a
Edge,
business whether we like it or not, right? So this is a video. This is me, guys. This is me. And we had a comment on this post, and it's a public comment. Does anyone know that gentleman? Because he said it's such a scam. Now, I don't mind if somebody says it's a scam. The problem is, I've never seen this gentleman in one of our seminars, at one of our events, and I've never spoken to him in my life. So how is it that in our industry, people can see a title of a video and call it a scam? So I just want you to beware. If you see any videos with me where I'm talking about the 5 profit centers in your school, stay away, because I may take your money, everybody. I mean, when people post up, I got to ask you guys, do you guys know, you got to be friends with some people like this. What are you thinking? What are you really thinking? What is the thought process that goes behind that? I just don't understand that.
But Metz, I asked you, what did I ask you on the text?
Oh, what did you ask? Oh,
I asked if we wanted to respond or if we wanted to delete it, because
want to comment or just delete it? And then there was Mr. Perry responded that someone deleted it already. So
because normally we like that banter.
Yeah, I don't mind that stuff. And by the way, listen, everyone, if you guys come to one of our events or join one of our programs and you feel like we're taking you to the cleaners, or it's a bunch of hodgepodge or whatever word you want to say it, or a scam, I don't even know how we would scam you, to be honest with you. But if you show up to one of our events, or if you get on one of the calls with us, you are more than welcome to express your opinion. What I don't understand is how people express their opinion when they've never even been in the program. I just don't understand. I mean, and by the way, when they put the comments like that, what do they think? Like, to take the time out to even comment, what message do they think they're getting across exactly? It's just so funny, right?
Well, the reason I asked Metzger if he wanted to comment is because it would have actually been really fun. And in the comment, all I would have done is tag about 30 of our elite clients and ask them how their month went, because I got inundated yesterday with calls and text messages from clients. Record month, like over and over and over again. And so rather than us say anything, I would have just tagged all of our clients and let them speak up. But anyway,
Mr. Lamatina, I hope I'm saying that right. I would not lose any sleep over this meatball, he called it.
I love it.
Believe me, I'm not. But you have to understand something. I'm in this industry to really help you guys, help the industry. And I know if you're tuning into this show, you probably feel that we give you some good information, or I don't know why you'd waste your time tuning into these two guys, right? But at the end of the day, it's like an uphill battle when you see that stuff. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And I can't say it's specific to our industry, but look, watch this. Let's just do this real quick. If there's any Maya Elite, CMA, schools on here. How'd your March go? Because we're talking about state of the industry. So just type in, how'd your March go? By the way, everybody, you're on the show. How did your March go? Let's hear it from our industry. There's people from all over the place right now. We got like 44 people on right now. How did your industry? So look, I'm going to put up record month, January through March. We were quarantined for 2 weeks of March. This gentleman is in our, Belashitsky is in our CMA family and Elite family. He's in the My Elite family, right? So, okay, record month.
Mr. Hogue.
Mr. Hogue.
There you go.
He's in our Elite family. Record month as well. Mr. Moore, 44 new students. He's in our Maya family, right? Mr. Kevin K. Swift, he had a record month. Mrs. Tippett, amazing. Mr. McClunk, best month ever, right? Mr. Blackman, 40 new students, 15 upgrades, 95,000, 33% open. Not bad. The Chapman, these are all people in the Maya family, by the way. Biggest month since 2012, including a holiday event. Mr. LaMattina, awesome. Super good. Billy Wilcox, record year. Can M Kid in the program, best March ever. What does it say? For signups, 21 total. Mr. Klingenmeyer, Elite Consultant, best month in the past 12 months. Miss Geely, record month. So you want to hear about the State of the Union here. Oh, okay, here, Mr. Weaver, let's be real. Metz has no fashion sense and Tass has no ability to figure out technology. But my doors are still open regardless of COVID. Yeah, well, sir, if you would have known me back in '85, I was wearing the same outfits, you would know that I had a great fashion. January and February was great. March isn't bad, but I didn't do as well as I wanted. I'm putting several things learned from the program to improve my April. Unbelievable. Check this out, everybody. What am I doing here? I got this text message from, here it is. This was yesterday at 8:02 p.m. Yesterday at 8:02 p.m., CMA licensee Elite, Maya Elite in California, everyone in California, right? 100 new students for the first quarter. He's still virtual and outdoor. 100 new students for the first quarter. My point is this. Let me give you this advice, everybody. And by the way, Miss Mobley, you're on here. Best enrollment month since the shutdowns. Miss Mobley's CMA right here in Orlando, right? You want to hear something crazy? We have one less school than we did in 2019. 2019 was a record year for us. We have one less school, I believe, because of Miss Mobley, right? Mr. and Mrs. Mobley bought their school. They were with us since they were kids, basically. Instructors bought the school, right? Anyway, we're one school less from our first quarter of 2019 to our first quarter of 2021, and we're 45,000 higher in revenue with one less school than we were in 2019, which was a record year for us with one more school. The point is this: the state of our union and of our industry is extremely. Let me ask you this, Tass. Have you ever seen this much consistency with a wave of new students and record revenue going in our industry? Have you ever seen it?
No, and consistency is the key, right? There's always clients that have, great months or are hitting record months. But like I said, I was looking over at my phone, but yesterday I was inundated with text messages from clients, just how unbelievable things are in the schools right now. So yeah, it's been a wave for everybody. And for everybody that are putting the work in, by the way, right? And that's the other part of it. So you got to put the work in. And if the wave hasn't hit you yet, keep doing the work and the wave will come. I mean, that's the other thing to keep in mind.
Well, I've been in this business. I've been in martial arts since 1983. or 82 as a student, right? I've been running a school or schools for 30 years. I've never seen it. I've never seen the consistency across the board of record months with enrollments and revenue. Never seen it. If you're not experiencing this, and by the way, I just showed you a text from one of our clients in California. And by the way, there's more in California, but he happened to be the one that texted me last night at 8 o'clock. If you're not on this wave, you got to fix something quickly, because the people that are having the record enrollments and record months, let me just be honest with you, right? And Mr. Blackman, I remember speaking with you about this and about preparing. We got to know like what's coming, and we got to prepare for it, and we got to do something about it so we can change the future a little bit. So I don't want to be a downer, but I want to be a realist, just so you understand. This wave is not going to last forever. Okay, the wave is not going to last. We go in ebbs and flows in business, in the economy, in our lives, right? Right now, there's a massive tidal wave, the biggest wave I've ever seen as far as influx of students and revenue going on. You got to take advantage of that. And if you're not having that same experience, you got to do something about it right now. And if you are having that experience, you got to push even harder and take as much advantage of this time as you can. And I said this on the show last week. That means you double up on your efforts on recruiting new students, whether that's ad spend, getting out in your community, sending out mailers, phone calls, like everything. Take advantage of this now and reap all the rewards that you possibly can. So we have a bigger focus on retaining our people, in the near future, as opposed to recruiting and retaining, which we always have a focus on that. But right now, it is just a huge influx, and you got to be taking advantage. Go ahead.
And look, put things in perspective too. I mean, Mr. Blackman is on here, and if he wants to share, he can. But would love to know what his pre-COVID numbers are, and what he was after COVID, and then where he just rebuilt to in the last 90 days. And if he's willing, because I know the numbers, right? But if he's willing to share that, I think that'll also give some of you guys perspective, because we talk a lot, and sometimes, when you guys hear big numbers, if you're a school that's not doing big numbers, sometimes it just seems that those things are out of reach, and we've got to start somewhere, right? So we really need to start. If we haven't, we start now, and we start getting the wins, and we continue those wins, and the wins stack up to the next win, the next win, the next win. And this is how you climb that ladder and get to the next level. It's amazing what can happen over a short period of time of focused energy when we're focusing on the right things in our school. I'll give you an example. The last 2 weeks, I've been extremely busy. But I also know
so busy you don't return phone calls.
So busy I don't return any calls. But here's what I also know. I'm also real with myself, because the busy that I've been in the last 2 weeks isn't necessarily the busy that I want to be, right? There's being busy without being productive. And I know the difference, and I can feel that difference. And so you have to make adjustments and know, okay, what busy am I doing? And is it busy cleaning the school? Is it busy answering? And all those things need to get done. But are we busy on recruitment, retention, revenue, those types of things? And if not, change your busy for the next 2 weeks and focus on those things. Be busy with those things.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good point, because sometimes we're just being busy, but right now, you got to be busy recruiting right now, and getting people that you lost last year, or people that are still virtual, back in your building if it's allowed, right? If it's allowed. Mr. Blackman chimed in here. They were at 500 students. They lost 400, and they've rebuilt to 414. That's incredible, right?
But the reason why I wanted to put that on there is because, some of us are like, well, yeah, but I lost 80 students in COVID. Okay, well, did you lose 400? I mean, that's a lot of people, right? I mean, that is a lot of people. And now they're on this big comeback, and they're already back to 414.
By the way, 414 with a higher revenue and student value.
Right on.
And then Mr. Weaver, everybody, this is important. Ontario, Canada is entering its 4th shutdown the next 28 days. I'm doing okay, but it's scary. I can really use some help, suggestions, online help. Listen, sir, you're at where we all were at, and where some of us in this country kind of are still at. And it's about navigating and getting through this, and retaining the students that you have is the most important thing. And by the way, if you do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I think you do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's even harder, right? Virtual, that's even harder. But even the BJJ schools that we worked with would get on and would do drills. I also know some BJJ schools that sold a boatload of grappling dummies. You can even discount it, take % off for any of your students that want to purchase one, so they can do the drills with you virtually online, because your mission right now is maintain the students you have, and then you can run a special, because this is what some of the BJJ schools did too. You can run a 2-month special. And the reason why I say, well, 6 weeks, let's go. You could do a 6-week special or an 8-week special, 2 months, but 6 to 8 week special for a price that includes a grappling dummy, so that they can participate and get involved with you and start getting online to then transition into your school when the time is right. And do we know if you're going to open up in the next 6 to 8 weeks? No, we don't. But we do know that we just bought ourselves another 1.5 to 2 months, and hope that we're even closer. And if not, what we did at the end of a trial was, for a smaller fee, they can extend it another 4 weeks as a trial extension.
Right.
But our biggest priority was doing our best to try to keep our students. And that wasn't easy. You saw the Blackmans, right? I mean, but that's what we did. And at the same time, part 2 was to send out trial offers and recruit, because what you got to understand is, as hard as it is for us as a business, we also understood how hard it was for a community, that it's not just you that's not open, it's the whole community. So people want to get in shape. They want to move. They want to get exercise. They want to do something. Be that answer for them. Get them involved with you, so then we can transition. And this is how we had a lot of influx of people. Once we started opening, we not only got our students that quit back, right? But all these trials and all these other leads that we had that we were following up with, got them back in the building. So, and Mr. Blackman said, you know, like I had said, I guess, one month at a time. That's right. All I kept telling all of our people were, look, let's just get through a month. Let's focus on this month. So for example, let's just focus on April. What are we going to do to April to generate revenue, retain the people we have, and recruit some people? And let's focus on April. When we get through April, then we'll focus on May. 1 month at a time until we get through this. Now here in the States, we're almost through this, right? We're getting there. We see the light.
The other thing is right, you know, you got to have the right mentality, and I get it. We've been beat up. It's hard. Some of us in different parts of the world have been beat up worse than others. You know, some people are closed down for a shorter period of time, some people a longer period of time. And it's hard to hear, like, yeah, tell me that you got the right mindset. I mean, yeah, tell me some more. I mean, you're not living it. And I understand that, right? But if you didn't have that mindset of, how am I going to thrive and not survive? Well, then the worst case scenario is you survive, right? So asking yourself the right questions, what can I do, as opposed to what can't I do? And look, what we can do may be very limited, but it's those things that are going to help you get through the month until this thing blows over in your area. And then you guys are going to see the same tidal wave. And to that point, here's what I'll tell you. I have a lot of clients in Canada, and you talk about Facebook ads, right? They can do a $200 Facebook ad spend and get 60 new people on trials, which is ridiculous. And I always make the joke. It's like, well, yeah, that's because they still have Blockbuster videos in Canada, right? Like, because they're behind the times. And I say that playfully, but the good news for you is that it will come. We gotta survive this period of time right now, and it will come, especially if you've got that thrive mentality and you're trying to figure out, how can I get through it? And what you're seeing from everybody on here is the comeback was way bigger than the setback. And that's what we've got to keep in the back of our head. Like, the comeback is going to be way bigger than the setback. because you'll have been forced to think differently. We've all been forced to think differently through these times. And there's a lot of things that we learned, a lot of things that we've carried forward with us from those hard times that make our business even stronger now than it was pre-COVID. So, we got to look at what's the silver line of COVID, and what do we learn from it, and how can we take those things moving forward, I think is the mentality to happen. Sometimes that's not easy. And the easy thing to do is call other people that are in your similar situation, because misery loves company. And those aren't the people you should be talking to, because it's only going to bring you down. You got to go talk to the people that are having success and ask questions and find out what they're doing. And they will, hopefully that's inspiring to you, and it will get you to the next level. And that's really what we need to be doing right now. And we will all, I promise, at some point, we will be through this. It's just how long can we hang on, and what can we do?
And what I will say to all of you, because this is absolutely free, and I just thought of it, is you guys should join our 5-day intensive program that we're going to do a week from Monday. So not this Monday, but on April 12th, for 5 days straight, we're going to go through one tip a day as far as planning your summer, on how to generate revenue and make your plan without doing full-day summer camps. Not that full-day summer camps are bad, everybody, okay? But there's a lot of people out there, including Adam Parman on the My Elite team, that can tell you how to do a full-day summer camp and generate a ton of revenue. But we also know there's a lot of people in the industry that don't want to do full-day summer camps, and a lot of people in the industry that dread summer because revenue goes down, student count goes down, people go on vacation. We're going to give you a plan, five tips, five different plans, one a day, starting April 12th. It's called the 5-day summer intensive. And again,
and by the way, maybe some of you guys want to do summer camp, but you're in a position where you can't do summer camp because you're a one-man or one-woman show, and you're just going to burn yourself out trying to do 8 weeks of all day, every day summer camp, plus your evening classes, right? And the strategies that we're going to cover in that summer intensive can absolutely be done with a one-man or one-woman show. So just keep that in mind as well.
So it's free, guys. It's free, right? So if you want to do that, we're doing, and thank you, sir. The last 5-day intensive we did was awesome. So this is going to be different specifically for the summer, but here's a tip. April, right? So when you tune in a week from Monday, if you join the intensive, and you got to sign up, right? You got to get that going now, right? This is like playing pool or chess or whatever. You're not thinking of your move right now. We're thinking of our next 3 moves. We got to make our plan. We got to be ahead of this and have our strategies on how we're going to do the 3 things that I always say you have to do in your industry: recruit, retain, and generate revenue. And when people hear that, I just call it out. Some of you will think, well, what about quality? What about teaching great classes? Well, that goes under the retention bucket, everybody. I mean, if you're not teaching great quality and great classes, your retention is going to suffer. So yes, you have to have quality. You have to have good martial arts instruction. You have to have exciting classes. You have to have good customer service. That's all part of retention.
Yeah, don't be a scam.
What's that?
Don't be a scam.
Right, exactly. Like, yeah, there's no profit centers in your school. I mean, that's just, that right there is a scam. I don't even understand it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for bringing the show down again. Now, this is horrible. Mr. McGraw lost his location to a collapsed ceiling. We're now totally online outdoors in a civic park whenever possible. And you know what, sir? We got to do what we got to do. If it's not a ceiling, it's a pandemic, right? But all of that will pass.
And Texas just got hammered. I mean, do you know how many schools in Texas were out for a week or 2 weeks because pipes burst and water damage everywhere? I mean, there was so many schools that happened to.
It was nuts because of that freeze. We had a lot of clients. Pipes, right. Yeah, busting, flooding their schools. By the way, how about some of the schools that flooded? They cleaned it up, and another pipe burst, they flooded again, just like days later. or hours later on some of them, right? I mean, it was a mess. Oh, by the way, look, the coloring page on the last 5-day intensive got me 11 new students. Fantastic. So that was a one of the things that we talked about on the last 5-day intensive. That was one of the days on how to get more leads, and we gave 5 different ways you can get more leads. And by the way, 11 new students just from that. That
was worth the investment for the 5-day lead challenge.
Yeah, the zero money, sure. And Mr. Weaver, yes, there was a freeze in Texas. That's why the pipes all burst, because it was like a record. It was like a first. It was nuts. It was a very weird weather pattern that I think you all sent down to us, to be honest with you. And if you want, Mr. Weaver, send a message to Tassoul or myself or whatever. I know I got meetings directly after this, but listen, we will chat with all of you. I mean, we'll help you out. Keep in mind, we will try to sell you, and we will try to scam you. I just like to if I tell you that up front, then it's up to you on whether or not you want to message us and talk to us. I just like to be upfront with everybody. Okay. And by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'd have to go back to the beginning of the show. And then, by the way, look at this. Just used the color sheet last weekend. 5 new students so far. More to come. Is that unbelievable? That's unbelievable. So that makes me so happy, because we are giving you great free information. You don't have to sign up for anything. However, if you're getting that kind of result from some free content that we put out there, do you think that if you did sign up for a Maya program where you did invest a payment to Maya, do you think you'd get your investment back, right? It's so funny. Everybody look at this, because again, the state of the topic of this show is State of the Union, right? And I just had breakfast this morning. Tass knows I have breakfast with a good buddy of mine who is a doctor, was a world-renowned doctor in the HIV field in the 80s. And we have breakfast every other week. But I was also, we had Commissioner Jim Gray, who's a commissioner here in Orlando. And we were talking about, the consulting side of things, right? And what do people pay, and how long do people stay? And Tass, I just sent you an email of all the breakdowns as far as how long, right, people are staying in the Maya program. But I was telling them about this, and take a look at this. Take a look at this now. So this person, and I don't like naming their names, but it's a text message. This person, when they started about 5-6 years ago, maybe, their school was doing about $14,000 a month in gross revenue. We're talking about today coming out of a pandemic. So $14,000 a month in gross revenue. Well, Friday at 11:15, a week ago, hello, I wanted to update you on our killer month. This one is a record-breaking month. Their main location did 105,000, 40 new members, 15 upgrades, 4 renewals, 427 active. They opened their second location at the end of February. So March is their first full month in business, everybody. 41,000, 53 new students, 103 active. Now you say, well, if they've only been open a month with 53 new students, how do they have 103 active? Because there's a strategy on where you open your locations. And we get people from your main location to transfer over, so you have a school that's moving, that's systemized, as opposed to opening 30 miles away somewhere. That's the right way to do this in your area. But my point is the union is strong. Everybody's doing unbelievable. And you need to be doing unbelievable too, because we all benefit from that as an industry. Okay.
And I see Hannah Lynn made a post here about, that's awesome. They scammed me into almost tripling my student count. Love it. Thank you, Ms. Keeley. So I'm the program director at Taekwondo School, and we are fortunate enough to do very well through COVID, launched online classes immediately. We had about 15 students quit, had a reopening last June. We've averaged 9 students per month, and a handful quit. We're now bursting at the seams, but the owner is hesitant to move to a larger building because of a great location. It's a smart owner. So here's what I would tell you. Because I just don't know, right? But I would want to know how many students you have, your square footage, your mat size, your schedule, a lot of different things. But too many times we want to make the jump to go move, and there's no reason for us to move. I would have to know more about it and be able to tell you if that's a good idea or bad idea. But so smart on the owner. But let's take a look at your schedule, make sure that we've got everything tight with the schedule as well.
Right. It's absolutely right. And I say this just because you can compare, not knowing your information. I got 2 schools that are 2,000 square feet with over 300 active in 2,000 square feet. And that's not mat space. That's the whole space. So if you're much more than that, then we would look at opening another location, not moving. And the reason is because if you're bursting at the seams there and it's maxed out, we know that's a hot location. We know we can continue to get an influx of people. So what we do is we would move within 3 miles, 5 miles, depending on the density. I mean, there's so many factors, right? And then when you draw a circle around your main school, well, if you move 5 miles from this school, there are some students that will live 2.5 miles from this school and 2.5 miles from the new school. So we can transfer some people out of that first location because we know it's a proven location, build it back up. But it gives us an ability to start building this school up with some energy and some bodies in there. So that's kind of what we do. And Mr. Wilcox said he had to change his schedule so he can fit more students as well. Listen, all great things. If I was tasked, what's one tip we can leave them with, as far as giving them an action step or a tip?
Well, here's what I would tell you. Sometimes when we have bad months, we need to look back and know, why did we have a bad month? What didn't happen, right? As an example, or what did happen to cause the bad month. But I think too many of us forget that when we have a great month, we also need to look back and say, well, why did we have a great month? And it's typically not one thing. It's a combination of things that happen within the school for that particular month. So what I would encourage you guys to do, those of you that are having great months and you're riding this wave right now, look back and find out why. What is it that you're doing, and what is it that you're doing well, and do more of that. There's the old 80-20 rule, right? And then in flip-flops, Pareto's principle. 20% of what we do gives us 80% of our results. And if you look at what you're doing, and I'm using this as an example, but your social media is working, your referral program is working, you got a couple things that are working, and you're like, well, geez, I just can't get into the schools right now and do 2-week courses. I can't do this. I can't do that. No problem. That's the 80% that's not working for you. Take 80% of your effort and put it into the 20% that's working for you, and you will just blow up. And I think that's important to understand. I know in the industry, people teach you what? I can't get 20 students from one activity, but I can show you how to get 20 students from 20 different activities. But there are things that we do in our industry and in our marketing that generate more students than other things. So I would encourage you to put all of your effort, all of your energy, and all of your time into those things to keep reaping those rewards. For those of you that are still on lockdown, then I would tell you, we said it before, but think about how you can thrive right now, as difficult as that may be. But we're martial artists. We got to change our mindset. How can I thrive? What can I do? How can I do it? Ask yourself a better question and just get through it until the doors open back up and we get momentum going. And then the same thing, take all your energy and focus on the things that are working.
Hey, and I want to correct myself, because I was just looking at the summer success plan, the 5 days, 5 strategies to boost summer profits without doing full summer camps. It's not free. That just goes to show you how genuine Tass and I are. I kept saying it's free, because I don't even know. Was the last 5 day free?
The last
we just do what we're asked to do, right? I'm just saying, if they ask, hey, Mr. Metzger, can you do a 5 day intensive? I'm like, absolutely. I don't even know. But here's the deal. I think it's $99. Is that what it is, Tass?
97, I think. 97.
97? So I just want to make sure I correct myself, because whether it's free or $97, you're gonna it's an investment. You're gonna make the money on it. So we already have people signed up, because again, I was just looking to see if I can put the link in here. I wasn't looking at anything else other than that. So Mr. Weaver, as bad as I am at fashion, I'm even worse at social media. So I don't even know how to get you the link on that. Anyway, check out the 5-day Summer Success Challenge. Is that what it's called?
I don't know. You have to look
All
back.
I know is I'm going to be there. Tass is going to be there. Chris Rodriguez is going to be there.
It's so funny because I think it's like people think it's a shtick, and it really isn't. I mean, I have no idea. Sometimes I see this stuff in my own Facebook feed before I even know what we're doing. The Summer Success Plan.
Summer Success Plan to boost profits without doing full summer camps. And that's April 12th through 16th. 5 days, 5 strategies. Skyrocket your profits this summer without full day camps. And by the way, that I know we could do. I know we're going to generate more revenue for you because I'm the one who came up with the 5 strategies on what we're going to cover. And I know they work, and I know it's going to help you. And again, I want to be clear. This is not to say that nobody shouldn't do summer camps. We did those for years. I personally don't like running full day camps. I don't like doing after school programs. I did it for years and years and years and years. Got away from it because I wanted to find out, how can I generate the same profitability by doing what we love? And that's just strictly teach martial arts in the evening, the way we grew up, the way we all did. Unless some of you were getting picked up in vans and doing the summer camp. We didn't have that when I was training in the 80s, right? So we planned.
I'm smiling because when you say all day, every day summer camp now, all I have is this visual. Last time I was down in Orlando, I was talking with Doc, and he's the maintenance guy for all the schools. And it just cracks me up, man. He's like, you wouldn't believe what these kids did. They set up 2 Wave Master bags, created some slingshot contraption with resistance tubes or ripcords or whatever they were, put a medicine ball inside of it and launched it across the room and put a hole in the wall like this size. And that always comes to mind, like when I think of, all day, every day summer camp.
Yeah, we don't want to do all day, every day summer camps. We don't want to do it. So, join us on that deal, guys. We'll give you some great information. We'll continue to give great information here. Today was really after the first quarter. Really, we just wanted to do, we put these topics, we had these topics from a month ago, and literally as I was walking over to get on, I wanted to see what's the topic today, and I'm glad we planned it this way as far as State of the Union, because it's the very beginning of the second quarter, it's the end of the first quarter, and the industry is strong, and this is a time for you guys to really look and see how you're doing and make some changes if you need to make changes. And as I said, if you're getting that wave and you're having the success, don't get comfortable with it and lay back and be like, this is unbelievable. Push harder, because it will not last forever, right? So, and by the way, Mr. McClung, thank you very much. That's very nice, right? Unless he's talking about somebody else, 2 other guys.
Yeah, Silva and I.
Oh, is it you and Silverman? All right. Well, that's still nice, Mr. McClung. That's still nice.
Thank you, Mr. McClung. Very, very nice. Appreciate it.
Very nice. And by the way, thank all of you for those of you who opened your mind and at least tried us out before you start bashing what we teach and what we do in our program. You could bash all you want after you come to a seminar and try us out. Then bash all you want. It's funny. Mr. Moore was on here earlier. I don't know if he's still on. But Mr. Mark Moore, who you said you're going to be talking to tomorrow morning, I was on the phone with him yesterday. He called me. He reached out to me. He sent me a message. And he said, look, I want to know more about the Maya Elite program. So I got on the phone. I said, how can I help? What would you like to know? And he said, I said, look, he goes, well, what's my next step? I want to do it. I said, well, your next step should be talk to Mr. Tassoul. And I said, by the way, do you want to talk to some other Maya Elite clients? And I said, if you do you want to talk to Maya Elite clients who have quit, who are no longer in the program? Or do you want to talk to current Maya Elite clients? Who would you like to talk to see how it was? That's one of the other things that I'm very proud of. If you guys want to call us and get information about a Maya program and you want to talk to people that have been in the program, people that have been in our program, even if they're not in it anymore, will tell you it's one of the best things they've ever done. And every one of them will tell you, we bend over backwards to try to make you successful. We can't do it for you is the problem. We'll give you all the information, all the tools, all the accountability, yell at you if we have to. We just can't do it for you. So not many companies can do that. So I would be more than happy to. And then, by the way, one of the questions you should ask is, well, why aren't you still in it? And see what they have to say. I mean, but my point is if you join our team, you know, we're going to take good care of you. And by the way, I think you saw one. I think my average active client in Maya has been with me, as far as average length of time, 96 months. Was that what it was, Tass? Or 46 months?
I don't remember. I couldn't read that spreadsheet. There was too many numbers.
Yeah, I mean, my point is people.
But it was a long time, you know.
Yeah, people stay with us because we do everything we can to try to take care of them. Oh, by the way, no, let me show you. It was 96 months. Yeah, average tenure of current active clients.
In Metzger terms, guys, that's 8 years.
It's a long time, isn't it?
Long time, isn't it?
But all we want to do is try our 2-month program, which is only
8 years today,
which is only 8 weeks.
No, anyway. Hey, but on a serious note, I think sometimes, you know, and I have the need to say this, but I was where you guys were, right? I mean, I was a martial arts school owner and you know, and was looking for help. And when I went to the Super Show, it took me 2.5 hours of Metzger losing his voice and talking to me. And I was convinced, and I've done other programs in the past. I mean, I've been with Maya now 11 years, but in the past I've done other programs. And, you know, when Metz says we'll bend over backwards for you, I think any client that's on here will tell you, we've taken calls way into the night, early in the morning, on the weekends. And we said, there's no other company that can do that. It's not that they can't do it, but they just don't, and they won't. And in my success that I attribute with Mr. Metzger is because I had the availability to call him, ask him questions, and he would keep moving me forward, as opposed to, sorry, it's your 1 20-minute call a month and that's it. And we just don't operate that way. I mean, we're constantly giving, and we're constantly, you know, trying to make sure that we take care of all the clients. So, you know, I am so grateful because of a decision that I made that took me 2.5 hours to get to that decision. But I could have said yes, or I could have said no. And that decision changed my life forever. And I am forever grateful for that. And if that helps you guys with whatever decisions you make in life, forget consulting, but whatever decisions you make in life, just understand before you make the decision, what's the worst that could happen? What's the best that could happen? How could this change my trajectory of my life? And I think that was a really important lesson for me. And I don't know that we're all as fortunate to be able to look back on. I know we all have decisions we made that we regret, I think. I mean, I do. But I just don't know if there's any other decision that I've made in my life. There's been a few that were as impactful as that decision that I made. So, you know, I'm absolutely grateful and thankful for the decision I made years ago. And when I talk to people, I pay forward what I got from Metzger, and that was, hey, here's my cell number. You need me, call me, text me. I'm here for you. Get you unstuck and keep you moving forward. So he says that very, very genuinely, and we absolutely mean that. So anything we can do to help you guys.
Absolutely. And Mr. Hartman, if you have a schedule conflict with the Summer Success, we'll have access to the recordings afterwards. And Miss Chris Rodriguez just chimed in, yes, sir, you will have access to the recordings. So Miss Chris Rodriguez here put up a link for a VIP martial arts offer. I wish I could tell you what that means, but you always want to be a VIP, right? I mean, when I go anywhere, I like to be a VIP. Task, do you like to be a VIP?
Right, that's right. Love it.
All I can tell you, oh, look, Miss Chris Rodriguez, 11 p.m. at night, Metzger took my call when I had an emergency. No one else does that. We do that, you know? By the way, she interrupted my Call of Duty game, I think. I was playing Call of Duty. But I took the call, right?
I never stopped playing Call of Duty while he did it either. I'm only kidding.
And then big leap for me. I was down to 30 students when I joined. Was glad Mr. Metzger had offered elite to me. And there had to be more to the story because typically I wouldn't offer elite. We had to have a step up or something there. And I knew we would take care of you depending on the answers and the stuff I was getting.
Yeah, he came down to our mastermind in December. And we did. Yeah, we had a step up and an opportunity for him to do it. Yep.
And Mr. McGraw says, may I interject? I have experienced personal growth alongside my business growth. Old attitudes have fallen aside as I learn the ways of the Maya force. Seriously. The Maya force. That's pretty cool. Very good. And Mr. Hartman, welcome. I'm glad to have you. So anyway, if there's anything we can do to help, guys, let us know. We appreciate that you tune in. I'll be honest, for nothing else, I wish we'd get more people in our industry tuning in because we still have so many people with a closed mind. I know the numbers based on merchant companies and stuff as far as how many schools are struggling, going out of business. I also know average billing as far as what schools are billing. And man, we're trying to get through to all those people because it does not have to be that hard. It doesn't have to be that hard. And by the way, I just want to say this on the record. Tass, you and I were on the phone last night for about an hour and we talked about this. We are active martial artists, everybody. And by the way, we talked about that because Tassoul has a friend in the industry that said people just see us as the business guys because that's what our job is for you all. I mean, we are active martial artists every day. I mean, I'm training 4 days a week in the morning, Tass trains. And you were talking about yesterday and even your friend was saying, you should put some videos out to show people that we actually are still active and we do train in martial arts. And I think that's important, by the way, because I want you to know that we are one of you. You know, we don't just sit behind. As a matter of fact, my back is so jacked up. I was showing people this is from yesterday doing jujitsu, but going to a chiropractor. This is what happens to my back. There's my spine, everybody. See that? I mean, I literally, my one hip is higher than my left hip and my shoulders, and I look somewhat normal besides the shirt sitting in a chair. But when I get up, it's like right now. And so I couldn't train this morning. I had to send a text last night saying can't train. My back is jacked. So we train, we beat ourselves up a little bit, but I think that's important to understand because we're school owners just like you. We're martial artists just like you. We're not guys that just sit in an office and think of business and how to generate money. We are martial artists. And I think that's really important for all of you to understand that. Okay. And Mr. Blackman said, took us from a student value of 90 to 220 this month. Yeah, that's unbelievable. Mr. Weaver, when you train as much as me, you can wear any shirt you want. You know what I'm saying? Any shirt you want.
Mr. Weaver's throwing stones. I mean, those shirts got to still be popular in Canada, man. I mean, I got to imagine that's like a northern shirt. And I'm in Wisconsin, right? I'm kind of up there.
By the way, it's a frigid 73 degrees here. I had to wear something warm. I mean, come on now.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Anyway, guys, hey, always fun. Yeah.
My internet. Give it up.
It survived. Yeah, it did well. It did very well. So proud of you, happy, and then he should be shirtless. Well, that's Tass. Tass is down. How many pounds are you down, Tass?
36.
Tass is the one who should go shirtless, but he's wearing a sweater under that jacket. You can see it.
Oh my God.
Anyway, well, guys, thanks for everything. We'll see you next week, and then the week after that, we will see you on the summer intensive. We will be taking a break, I think, from the Metzger Tassoul Show because it's at 1 o'clock Eastern time, all 5 days, April 12th. So join us for that. I promise it's going to be great information. I can't wait to go over it. The link is here. Go up in the comments, and here it is right here. There's the link. If you want to get registered, we'd love to have you on there. And it's myself, Shane, and Chris Rodriguez giving you ways to boost revenues without doing full-day summer camps and breaking your back in the summertime. So join us, but if nothing else.
Mr. Tassoul, congrats.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you.
Be there for the Maya Force.
The Maya Force. That's exactly right. We want to give you info and help you out. Have a great one, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
See you, Tass.
Bye. Thanks, Bets.